Everybody, welcome back to the Magic Academy. Today we're learning an awesome way to find a four of a kind. The spectator gets involved, and it's also probably one of the best ways to get into a card trick that requires two four of a kinds. So you can do the Paul Harris reset. There's so many different card tricks out there that have two four of a kinds. So this is a great way to get into those card tricks. So let's look at the performance and then let's get into the explanation. All right, for this card trick, we'll be using the four queens to help us out. And you'll also have the spectator. That'll help you out as well. And so they can deal as many cards down onto the table as they want, as they're gonna help you find the kings. So what you do is you just mark that location where they stopped with a queen. So let's say the spectator wants to deal 8 cards down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards down. We'll mark it with the queen of clubs. And so you can see what's going on here. We have a certain number of cards in between the queens. And there'll probably be a queen here, or wherever that spectator would like to stop. So we'll take a third dice and roll. This instance we have 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards down. We'll place one of these queens. So we'll take the queen of spades like so. So once again, you can see we have a certain number of cards in between the queens. It's completely up to the spectator to deal as many cards as they'd like. In this instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. And we'll mark that with the queen of hearts. Here's the moment of truth. Can the spectators help the queens find their mates? Let's check this out right now. There is the queen of diamonds, the queen of clubs, the queen of spades, and the queen of hearts. Moment of truth, here we go. Let's see the queen of diamonds. Look at that. Stop perfectly at the king of diamonds, the queen of clubs, and the king of clubs. There's the queen of spades with the king of spades, and last but not least, perfect 4 for 4. There's the king of hearts. Beautiful card trick. I mean, isn't that a great way to get into the next card trick that requires two four of a kind, say the queens and kings, the kings and aces, whatever it is you might use it for. I like to do that for the Paul Harris reset card trick, for example. So how is this one done? What I like to do at the beginning is, of course, produce the queens in a fancy way. I have many different four of a kind productions on the channel. I'll make sure to pin some of those for you as well if you want to produce the queens in a fancy, awesome, magical way. And so what is the setup after you've produced the queens? First things first is getting the queens in the right order as well. You want them in diamonds, clubs, spades, hearts order to make sure that they will perfectly match the kings. So the king's order is going to be chased, or clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. And so where are the kings at the beginning of the trick? There's one on the top, and then card number 6 is the king of hearts. Card number 7 is the king of spades, and you have the king of diamonds on the bottom. So the first things first is just telling the spectator how to go about dealing cards and placing a queen in that marked location. And so for this one, you deal 5 cards onto the table, showing them how this is done. You can say you can stop whenever you'd like, and then you simply mark with the queen of diamonds that location, and now you have the queen and the king lined up. From there you have a king on the bottom, which will line up with the queen of clubs. So you can say, okay, go ahead and grab the cards, deal as many cards as you like. Say they stop here, mark that with the queen of clubs. So from there you're going to spread the cards to show that we have a certain number of cards in between the queens. And you're actually going to use the bottom card, which is the king of hearts, to show, look how many cards we have in between each queen. It'll be completely dependent on how many cards you want to deal. You just place that king on the top, nonchalant, like nothing happened, and they won't be thinking anything of it. So from there you have the king now on the top, and they can deal as many cards as they want. And from there you have then mark the queen of spades, and there's the king of spades, perfectly lined up with the queen. You can show them again that, look, you dealt this many cards, this many cards, this many cards. We'll see where the queen of hearts ends up. And last but not least is the queen, so they can deal as many cards as they like. And sure enough, every queen is now perfectly lined up with their mate. There it is, the queen of hearts and the king of hearts. So incredible way to produce another four of a kind. The magic's done in the spectator's hand. It's an impossible coincidence. Check it out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching as always. See you next time.